What if the resort you're staying at is also the key to accessing the best theme parks in the entire Riviera Maya? This is Hotel Xcaret Arte, an adults-only resort in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, that operates on a model that doesn't exist anywhere else in the Caribbean, the all-fun inclusive. 7 parks included, Michelin-starred chefs, 900 suites decorated like art galleries. It sounds incredible on paper, but there's one question that many travelers ask before booking. Is it really worth what it costs? Because prices here are not what you'd expect from a standard resort, and the expectations their marketing generates are anything but ordinary. Because in the Caribbean, some resorts look incredible in photos, but disappoint when you actually arrive. In this video, I'm going to take you through every corner of Hotel Xcaret Arte, the rooms, the dining, the activities, and I'm going to tell you exactly who this resort works for and who it doesn't. Hotel Xcaret Arte is located inside the Xcaret Park, along the Riviera Maya coastline in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. The closest airport is Cancun International, and from there, the transfer takes between 50 and 70 minutes, depending on traffic. The hotel offers its own shuttle from the airport with departures every 30 minutes, included in your rate. No extra cost, no coordinating your own ride. If you're used to the Cancun hotel zone, those hotel chains with nearly identical beaches and constant entertainment, the contrast is immediate. Hotel Xcaret Arte operates within a private nature reserve, less concrete, more greenery, more silence, and a connection with the Caribbean ecosystem that most resorts in the area simply don't have. Just a short drive from the hotel, you'll find private cenotes, the magical town of Tulum, the Maya ruins of Coba, and if water excursions are your thing, Xel-Ha, the world's largest natural snorkeling park, is included in your stay at no extra cost. And that's all before you even leave the resort. The first impression of Xcaret Arte is not what most people expect. There's no grand palm tree boulevard, no fountain with music, no glass and marble lobby you've seen at other resorts. What you find here is something else entirely. Polished limestone textures, murals covering entire walls, colors that seem taken straight from an Oaxacan market, and a green silence that wraps around you the moment you step off the shuttle. The resort has 900 suites spread across 5 buildings called casas: Casa de los Artistas, Casa de la Música, Casa de la Paz, Casa de la Pirámide, and Casa del Diseño. The scale is considerable, but not overwhelming. Each casa has its own microenvironment, its own color palette, its own energy. And there's an unusual detail at check-in that guests in higher categories discover upon arrival. There's no front desk. A personal host greets them directly in their suite. That gesture, which might seem minor, sets the tone for everything that follows. Let's keep exploring the resort. The rooms at Xcaret Arte are organized into 3 base types, with variations in view and access, plus a premium category above. The entry-level options are the suites: garden, river, ocean view, and oceanfront, each at about 645 square feet. All include a private terrace, a daily restocked minibar, locally branded amenities, and access to the freshwater rivers that wind through the resort. This is one area where many travelers say the hotel truly stands out. The ocean view from the upper floor oceanfront suites is one of the cleanest in the entire Riviera Maya. One level up are the junior suites at approximately 1,335 square feet. Here, the experience takes a real leap. They include butler service, a private jacuzzi on the terrace, and round-trip private airport transfers. For couples looking for complete privacy, the junior suite swim-up options are the most requested. From the terrace, you step directly into a pool or river without passing through any common area. At the top are the master suites at around 2,950 square feet. Spaces that stop feeling like hotel rooms and become apartments with a very specific artistic curation. Guests who stay in them often say it costs more than planned and that they have no regrets. One practical detail many guests discover once they're already there: room service in entry-level suites runs until midnight. In the junior suite and master suite, the butler service allows requests outside that window at no extra charge. But before we talk about where to eat inside the resort, if you enjoy destinations like this one, subscribe and don't miss the next hidden gems and exclusive deals we have coming for you. Here's the truth about Xcaret Arte. The dining isn't an extra, it's the resort's main selling point. The hotel operates with 10 culinary experiences. And when I say experiences, I'm not talking about buffets or specialty restaurants where every dish tastes the same. I'm talking about kitchens with real identity, led by some of Mexico's most acclaimed chefs. Encanta offers contemporary Mexican cuisine under the direction of Chef Paco Mendez, a Michelin-starred chef. Cantina VIP-HO is a modern cantina led by Chef Alejandro Ruiz, a reference in Oaxacan cuisine, reinvented playudas, single-origin mezcal, ingredients from the Isthmus in preparations you didn't see coming. Kibi Kibi fuses Yucatecan cooking with Lebanese influences, led by Chef Roberto Solis, a combination that sounds strange on paper and works surprisingly well on the plate. Tajido is the resort's contemporary Japanese restaurant led by Chef Luis Arzapalo. Cayuco offers a surf and turf menu, more relaxed, ideal for lunch after a morning at the parks. El Mercado de San Juan recreates the flavors of Mexico's regional markets, the spot where many guests end up coming back to more times than they planned. And then there are the two restaurants that deserve their own paragraph. Le Chic, permanently relocated inside the hotel in February 2026, offers a 27-course tasting menu with Chef Jonathan Gomez Luna, winner of the Mentor Chef Award from the Mexico Michelin Guide. A journey from north to south through Mexico, reimagined with hot cuisine techniques. Hack, on the other hand, offers 16 courses under the direction of Chef Karime Lopez, also a Michelin-starred chef. Two restaurants of this caliber under the same roof is something that for many guests ends up being the biggest surprise of their entire stay. A tip that repeat guests share almost without exception: book Le Chic and Zac before you arrive. Both have limited availability and fill up days in advance. It's the kind of detail that first-time visitors discover once they're already there, when it's too late. Now, let's get to where the experience becomes total. The beach of Xcaret Arte deserves honesty. The waterfront has rocky sections. That's just part of the natural coastline in this stretch of the Riviera Maya, and the hotel doesn't try to hide it. What it did do was handle it well. It built several natural lagoons with fine sand distributed throughout the property, with easy access to turquoise water that's calmer and sheltered. It's not the same as walking on endless white sand, but for many guests, the lagoons end up being what they use most. There are 15 pools in total, strategically spread across the 5 casas. There's no single main pool where all the action is concentrated. The layout disperses the activity, which works well. Each casa has its own rhythm. The pools at Casa de la Paz tend to be quieter in the mornings, while the pools at Casa del Diseño pick up more energy around midday. Access to the Xcaret parks is the most unique element of this resort in the entire region. The all-fun inclusive includes unlimited entry to Xcaret, El Ha, Explore, Explore Fuego, Zenses, Zaxxamil, and Cenotes. No other resort in the Caribbean offers anything comparable. Some guests plan their entire itinerary around the parks, and here they get to explore them without checking the price every time they walk in. The artistic workshops inside the resort, painting, ceramics, folk dance, weaving with traditional techniques, are available every day at no additional cost. For many guests who arrive without much expectation about that part, it ends up being the most memorable thing about the trip. The Malouk Spa operates with an additional charge. Treatments follow a line of ancient Mayan rituals, volcanic clay wraps, massages with regional copal and ginger oils. It's one of the highest rated spas among guests who visit it. When the sun goes down at Xcaret Arte, the resort takes on a completely different personality. The pathways light up with torches, the murals that during the day seem like decorative backgrounds become the main attraction under the night lighting. The scent of humid jungle mixes with the Caribbean breeze and the music that begins drifting from the bars in each casa. The evening entertainment includes cultural shows with live music, dance, and theater performances inspired by Mexican traditions. This isn't the nightclub scene you'd find in classic Cancun. It's quieter, more curated, more in line with the hotel style. And here's something interesting that guests tend to discover. Inside the resort, there's a hidden speakeasy. No signs, no map. Only those who ask find it, and those who find it generally don't leave at 10. For those looking for a livelier night out, the resort has a connection with Hotel, the nighttime version on colorful trajineras with music, food, and tequila also included in the rate. Is Hotel Xcaret Arte worth it? The hotel holds a 4 out of 5 rating on TripAdvisor with over 6,400 reviews and an 8.9 out of 10 on Booking.com. For a resort in this price range, those numbers don't lie. This is not a resort for someone looking for unlimited white sand right outside their room, or for those traveling with kids. It only accepts guests 16 and older. It's for the traveler who wants their stay to be a culinary, cultural, and natural experience all at once. That's what makes it ideal for couples, honeymoons, and celebrations where chef-driven cuisine and Mexican art matter just as much as the bed and the pool. This is one area where many travelers say the hotel truly stands out. The perceived value when you add everything up. 7 parks included, airport transfers at no cost, daily cultural workshops, and 2 Michelin-starred restaurants under the same roof. Something many guests keep repeating when they come back is that they came for the resort and returned for the restaurants. Some reviews say it plainly. I didn't expect everything, the design, the food, the parks, to be this good. And another, the most complete resort I've ever set foot in Mexico. But there are also a few details some guests discover once they're already there. The beach is rocky. The hotel built sand lagoons that work well, but if your priority is white sand right outside your room, this is not your place. Tip: when you check in, ask about the lagoons at Casa de la Paz, the quietest ones according to frequent guests. In recent reviews, some guests mentioned that mattresses in entry-level suites tend to sag in the middle after a couple of nights. Ask the front desk to check it before you settle in. They'll fix it without any issue. And the detail no one mentions on the official website, the hotel is inside a nature reserve. Bringing insect repellent is a must if you plan to be on terraces or trails after 7 in the evening. This is a solid choice for those who want their all-inclusive to be something more than that. It works best for travelers who put dining, art, and nature above the traditional beach experience. That's why, more than a traditional hotel, Xcaret Arte is a complete travel proposition, with everything that implies. If this resort convinced you, or even if you're still on the fence, there's one thing you can't leave for the last minute: booking your excursions and the hotel itself. Travelers who arrive without anything reserved always end up paying more. More for the room, more for the activities, more for whatever time slots nobody else wanted. It's not bad luck, it's simply arriving late. Everything you need is in the links in the description, the best excursions in the area with flexible cancellation, and the smartest options for booking the hotel without overpaying. One good tip: review your dates carefully before confirming. Shifting your arrival by a day or two can sometimes make a noticeable difference in the final price. Click the link, compare, book, and arrive at Xcaret Arte with everything sorted before you leave home. Had you heard of Xcaret Arte before, or is this the first time? And if you could choose between a resort like this one, art, Michelin cuisine, and 7 parks included, or a more classic all-inclusive in Cancun, which would you pick? Tell me in the comments below. And if this destination caught your attention, here's something you're probably going to want to see next. Discover the 12 best all-inclusive resorts in Playa del Carmen.